Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet.
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh and this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson. The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers.
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
Wow, you think? Yeah! Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Brees Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Brees Hall, oh my God, they got him. They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet.
J-E-T-S, Jet.
Let's go! Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to another Jets Media live stream, and today we are going to be breaking down the stars of the New York Jets in the first half of the season. Now, there are a lot of players we can talk about in this one. There's a lot of them. We're going to talk about the stars, and we're also going to talk about the underrated players because those players deserve a lot of credit. Now, what defines a star, in my opinion, is a guy that plays Pro Bowl level, someone that is one of the best players on the team. And if there's somebody that's on my star list that you guys agree with or disagree with, let me know. And not everybody could be on the star list. Don't worry, we're going to get into another list which has a lot of players on it that are the underrated players that are impacting this Jets team winning. And I'm really, really excited, man. I'm really excited for this live stream. So with that being said, let's get right into it, guys. Let's get right into it. Everybody smash that like button. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody on your way into the show. We're just getting started here, baby. Hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's episode of Talking Jets with Jack. If you guys saw that, that was the first time my buddy Jack hosted his own live show. That was a lot of fun. Jack did a great job. If you guys enjoyed that, Jack will definitely do that more often. Jack always wanted to do it himself, and I gave him the opportunity. I set him up, and there he is. Jack was hosting his own show yesterday. He did a great job. Also, some news. Sauce Gardner wins Rookie of the Week yet again. Jets Twitter is undefeated. Undefeated, baby. You cannot contain the Jets fans on Twitter. If there is a Jets player that's nominated for Rookie of the Week, we are going to win. Guaranteed. We are savages. We're savages, baby. And I absolutely love that Jets fans are all over the place with that. So I can't wait to get into my stars of the Jets. But before we do so, we're going to hear a quick word from the sponsor of Jets Media, which is Mojo, which you guys are very aware of what Mojo is by now. It is a sports stock market that you can invest in your New York Jets. Now, if you look at these players on the Mojo stock market, we got Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson to talk about. Now, when it comes to these two players in terms of investing purposes, Zach Wilson at $31.97 a share, it's pretty cheap. If you compare his numbers to other quarterbacks around the NFL, it is one of the cheapest quarterbacks you can get. And that's simply because Zach Wilson hasn't really done anything this season where you're like, wow, Zach Wilson is going to be the star of this Jets team, right? But what Zach Wilson is doing is winning. He's 5-1. And I think there's a completely different level to Zach Wilson's game that he's going to reach eventually for the Jets. And I feel like if you do believe that Zach Wilson will become the franchise quarterback, now is the time to invest. Now is the time. You don't want to invest after he does well. You want to invest now. So, guys, can you do me a gigantic favor? Bring out your phones, scan the QR code on the screen right now, or just go down below in the description and click on the link and download Mojo today because there's a lot of fun stuff happening on this app. And look at Garrett Wilson's stock, everybody. Garrett Wilson is exploding. Look at him. He's like, whoop. That's after his Buffalo Bills game. Garrett Wilson has 42 receptions, over 500-plus yards, and 2 touchdowns as a rookie. He has 14 catches and 207 yards in the past 2 games. He is getting red hot. Garrett Wilson is playing like an absolute star, bro. Absolute star. As a rookie, Garrett Wilson is a monster. Garrett Wilson is a guy that I have the most confidence in investing in. Now, if Breece Hall was still healthy, I'd invest all my money in Breece Hall because he's the best rookie running back in the league. But unfortunately, Breece Hall went down with an injury, which is very unfortunate. Now, these 2 players, luckily, Joe Douglas went out there and replaced Breece Hall. Now, James Robinson is no Breece Hall, but he's a very good running back. And Michael Carter is also a very good running back, and we saw that against the Buffalo Bills. Both of these running backs are trending up on the market with pretty cheap deals. $6.11 per share for Michael Carter, $8.82 for James Robinson, both trending up after beating the Buffalo Bills on the ground. The Jets' running attack is only going to get better and better as the season goes on. Our offensive line is getting healthier. James Robinson is understanding the scheme. Michael Carter is Michael Carter, who is one of the most underappreciated players on this team, in my opinion. So these are another 2 players I'd highly invest for the New York Jets for sure. They're trending up. They're very cheap, and you can make some money. When it comes to the long term, Michael Carter is my guy. James Robinson has a chance to continue to rise as well, but we will see. But when it comes to the Wilson duo, these 2 guys are going to be rising after the bye week. I could not say that with enough confidence. I really believe that this is the time to invest in Garrett Wilson, in Zach Wilson. Don't forget Mims. Mims is actually not on the Mojo market yet. You can only have 10 players per team. And Mims is not on there. I got to call up the Mojo people. Hey, get my guy Denzel on there. Get my guy Denzel on there, bro. Get my guy Denzel Mims on the Mojo stock market. Because Denzel Mims is taking advantage of his opportunities. So these are the 2 players I'd highly invest in for sure, especially the running back duo. So again, guys, if you do me a gigantic favor, scan the QR code, download Mojo, and let me know if you did in the chat, and I'll give you a shout out. Now, I see some people in the chat are asking the prices for other players. Now, I don't have the graphic on the screen, but I can tell you. Elijah Moore. He's been trending down, obviously. He's at $11.38. Let's see the other players. Corey Davis on Mojo. Corey Davis is at $10.74. Our tight ends are doing pretty well in the market. I mean, it's cheap because it's the tight end position. But CJ Uzama's at $3.40. Let's see what Conklin's at. Conklin's at $3.95. And that's really it. Breece Hall's at $11 still. They got Berrios on here. They even have Jeremy Ruckert, which is interesting. So, again, guys, make sure you download Mojo today. Megan downloaded Mojo. Thank you so much. That means a lot to the channel, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, let's get into the stars of the Jets' first half of the season. You guys ready? You guys ready or what? You rep Jets so well on the roundtable. King Richie, 1 King Allen 0. Josh Allen didn't have a bad game. The Jets executioners had a perfect game. Facts. Thank you, man. If you guys are not aware, I host an AFC East roundtable where I represent the Jets, and then we have the Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots guy. Last night we went live, and it was pretty hectic. I was going crazy at some Bills fans, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, not going to lie. Not going to lie, baby. We have to smack the pass this week. Hell yeah, Hennessy. Richie, which game do you think Zach has his best chance to go off in? My bets is the Jaguars game. I think the Bears game, honestly, too. The Jags game is on prime time. The Bears don't really have that great of a defense. I mean, they're not a terrible defense, but, I mean, the Dolphins lit it up. Why not us? Why not us, man? All right, guys. So let's get into it. Stars of the week. Not stars of the week, excuse me. Stars of the season. Oh, no, that's the underrated players. Spoiler alert. Let's start off with the star players. Quinnen Williams, C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Elijah Vera Tucker. Yes, I'm including Breece Hall and AVT in this because they are a big reason why we are 6-3. They have not played the last 2 games, but they're a big reason why the Jets are where they're at. So they deserve to be on this list. So these are the star players for me. Now, how do you define a star? A player that is playing at a Pro Bowl caliber, a player that is impacting this game, this team at another level. These are the best players on the Jets, in my opinion. The best players on the New York Jets. Does anybody have somebody else you'd like to add? Because I didn't want to put every player on this list, but these are guys that I think has Pro Bowl potential this season. So let's start off with Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams is playing like the best defensive tackle in the NFL. That's a no-brainer that he is a star player for the Jets. He is the best interior defensive tackle in the league. We knew that Quinnen Williams had a different level to his game to tap into, right? We always knew that. We always saw Quinnen as playing like an average to an above-average defensive tackle throughout his career with the Jets. But even he admitted that there's another level to his game that he can tap into. And he completely did. Quinnen Williams has unlocked his full potential, and he is getting better and better as this season goes on. Quinnen Williams is playing like an all-pro. He's playing like a Pro Bowl caliber, and he deserves to get paid, rightfully so. Now, hopefully the Jets will pay him, and I think the Jets will pay him. We do have his 5th-year option, so it's not like we have to pay him right now, but I do like to get his money intact. For sure. Who's the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year? I'm not sure, but Quinnen deserves to be in that conversation. No doubt about it. So, guys, as we continue, look at the face. Look at that. As we continue the stars of the season so far for the Jets, please do me a gigantic favor, guys. Hit that like button for your boy. As we're just getting started here on the live stream, we have 37 likes. Everybody hit that like button right now. Help your boy out. So Quinnen Williams is playing like an all-star. Quinnen Williams is playing like a Pro Bowl. He's getting to the quarterback consistently. He leads defensive tackles with sacks with 7. He has tackle for losses. He's playing with a different energy. He challenged his own coaching staff against the Cincinnati Bengals to tell him to stop blitzing and let us get to the quarterback with ourselves. So Quinnen Williams is a player that deserves it. Now, I know some people in the chat are saying, don't forget about MC. Don't forget about these players. Don't worry. We have another list that we're going to get into about those guys. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Now let's talk about CJ Mosley. CJ Mosley is probably, out of anybody on this list, is the most underappreciated players by the fan base. I don't think this defense is as good as it is without CJ Mosley. CJ is playing at a Pro Bowl caliber right now. He is like 2nd in the NFL in tackles, or 2nd in the AFC. He is the quarterback of that defense. He leads the Jets in tackles. He is the communication guy. He's a leader. He is a guy that sets an example. He sets a tone for this defense. He just is the heart and soul of the Jets defense, in my opinion. Now, I think Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner are like, the flashy stars, but CJ is that star that goes under the radar because he's a veteran. And his career with the Jets is interesting because the first year he had like the best game you've ever seen as a Jets defensive player in my lifetime against the Bills in the first half. Had a pick 6, had a fumble recovery, had a forced fumble, had a pass deflection, and then he ruptures his groin out for the year. And then in year 2, CJ, he opts out in that COVID year, doesn't play. Year 3 was last season. He had a very good individual year with the Jets, but the Jets defense was that bad around him. And then year 4 with the Jets, which is this year, he's playing top-level stuff. So CJ Mosley is a star for the Jets this season. Sauce Gardner. What is there more to say about Sauce? Front runner to win Defensive Rookie of the Week. He wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Sauce Gardner is playing like, you cannot ask for a better performance from a rookie corner. It's unbelievable. It is unreal how good Sauce Gardner is playing for this Jets team as a rookie. You cannot expect more from a rookie corner. You can't. You cannot. 2 interceptions, leads the NFL in pass deflections. Everybody he goes up against, he gets the best of. Now, against the Buffalo Bills, the first play of the game, Stephon Diggs tested him. And he beat him deep. But Sauce Gardner bounced back. The Jets were moving Sauce around. They matched up DJ Reed on Diggs. They matched up Sauce on Davis. They matched up Diggs on Davis. They matched up Sauce on Reed. They were moving him around like a chess piece. And how did Sauce Gardner bounce back against getting blown out, getting beat deep? 42 pass coverage snaps, 3 targets, he only gave up 1 catch and had an interception. And he baited Josh Allen into that interception. And that's why he won Rookie of the Week. Now, I understand the Rookie of the Week award is a little skewed because Jets fans we can vote as much as we want. And there's other players that probably could have won it over Sauce, like Walker or Kirby Joseph. But he's a dog and he deserves it because Sauce Gardner is a player that you cannot ask more from him as a rookie. They're putting him on an island. I mean, the fact that Sauce Gardner is playing at this level as a rookie should give Jets fans so much excitement. Julio says, Richie, you should add Corey Davis to the list. Hey, Julio, don't worry. We have another list we're going to get into. This is the stars. These are the players that are playing like a Pro Bowl level. There's another list we're going to get into that are good players for the Jets team, but are not really playing like Pro Bowl level, right? I don't think Corey Davis is playing like a Pro Bowl, but you are 100% correct, Julio. If it wasn't for him, Cleveland and Pittsburgh games, we wouldn't be in the win column. You're 100% correct. So Sauce Gardner, dog. Now let's get into DJ Reed. DJ Reed might be the best free agent acquisition of Joe Douglas's career. DJ Reed is playing like just as good as Sauce. He only has 1 interception, but every time the ball's thrown his way, pass deflection. Every time the ball's in his direction, he's tackling players. He is a leader. He was the first person to talk about the Jets' issues in the secondary when we lost against the Bengals. He was holding this team accountable in week number 3 after that loss. And ever since then, it all clicked. DJ Reed is the best free agent acquisition Joe Douglas has ever had for the Jets. He's playing like a Pro Bowler. The Jets have the best cornerback duo in the NFL. DJ Reed is locking down his side of the field. He matched up on Diggs. He shut him down. He matched up on Davis. He shut him down. He had a great game against the Buffalo Bills. You cannot speak more glowingly about DJ Reed. Phenomenal stuff. I mean, it's kind of crazy that we can have a conversation that we have 2 cornerbacks that we can argue who's having a better season. Do you guys have any idea how insane that is? Insane. That's a great thing. Great problem to have that we're debating about who's better, DJ Reed or Sauce. Give me that conversation any day of the week. I think Jets fans, we found our new Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie. We did. They're very different, but we got a new cornerback duo to love. Now, flipping over to the offense. These 3 players that are the stars of the season are rookies and year 2 players. Garrett Wilson, we'll start off with him. I mean, he had his breakout game against the Browns, and he got a little quiet, but now, these past 2 games, you're seeing the full potential of Garrett Wilson. As the 10th overall pick, he has the ability, press coverage, beat you off the line of scrimmage, the release is elite, getting separation, getting yards after the catch radius, the passion for the game, being a great teammate. I mean, Garrett Wilson just reeks star potential all over him. He's a star of this Jets team. He has Pro Bowl potential all over him. He's going to be a Pro Bowl this year? Probably not. But he has a chance to be a 1,000-yard receiver this season. That's insane for a rookie. He has 500-plus yards, 42 catches in 8 games. 9 games, excuse me. There's 8 games left. Garrett Wilson's on pace to go well over 1,000 yards. So Garrett Wilson, star. And then the final 2 players, so unfortunate that they're done for the year, but they deserve to be talked about because don't worry, guys, they'll be fine for next season. Both these players will be ready to go and be impacting this team. Breece Hall and AVT, you can argue, are the 2 best players in the entire offense, and they're done for the year. And we still beat the Buffalo Bills without them. Without them. Breece Hall and AVT, they both would have been Pro Bowlers this year. They both would have been all-pro players this year. So let's start off with Breece Hall. And I know it's sad to talk about this, but we have to because he deserves to be talked about. Breece Hall, I mean, it's so unfortunate that the game he got hurt, we saw him take it to the house for 62 yards. I think Breece Hall would be like taking over the lead to the point where he's a top 3 running back in the NFL if he never got hurt. I mean, the home run potential he has is ridiculous. The ability to take it to the house anytime is just outworldly. Breece Hall, his vision, his cutback speed, his balance, his speed in general, his breakaway speed, everything about Breece Hall just talks about star running back. And the Jets are a ground and pound offense, and he was a big reason for that. Not to mention his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Not to mention his ability to run up the middle in between tackles or the outside zone. Everything about Breece Hall is a top 3 running back in the NFL. And it really, really breaks our heart that he's done for the year. Now, Elijah Vera Tucker. What more can you say about this player? Elijah Vera Tucker is probably one of the best offensive linemen I've ever seen in my life on the Jets. And that's speaking volumes because we've seen a lot of good offensive linemen. We see Nick Mangle. We see DeBrick, Maway. I mean, there's a lot of guys. But the reason why AVT is so impressive to me personally is because in year number 2, this player has played 4 positions at an elite level. That doesn't happen. I mean, he played left tackle for a game, dominated. He's played left guard throughout his entire rookie season, played well. Started off the season at right guard, played well. Played 2 games at right tackle and played extremely well. That is just ridiculous. So Elijah Vera Tucker, probably one of the most valuable players on this entire team. Unfortunately, he's down for the year, but he deserves to be talked about in the starlight because he is that good. He is that good. So those are the star players, guys. These players all have potential to be players on this team for a long, long time, in my opinion. In my humbled opinion, man. I really believe it. And if you guys disagree with me, that's fine. Now let's get into the underrated players. Long list. And I'm sure I'm missing some players. I can't fit them all on this. Let's start with the defensive side. Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers, Sheldon Rankins, Jermaine Johnson, Quincy Williams, Quan Alexander, Michael Carter II, LaMarcus Joyner. I mean, I'm listing the entire defense right here because this defense is insanity. Bro, you know what? I don't even care. I'm adding Jordan Whitehead too. Did I just list the entire defense? Yeah, I probably did. Because these players, they're not playing like stars. They're not playing like Pro Bowl players, but they're playing unbelievable, bro. So I didn't really know what to name this list, whether you call them underrated or just impactful players. I don't know. Because they're not all underrated, but these players on this list are all contributing to winning. So maybe underrated players isn't the right title for that because you can't say they're all underrated. But they're all contributing to winning. So that's my point. So maybe I'll change the header to what do I change it to? Good players, great players, impactful players. I'll do that. Impactful players. I don't know. Because you're right. You can't just make them all underrated. But these are all the impactful players for the Jets this season. Chris K says Connor McGovern deserves to be up there. I agree. I'm putting him up there. I agree, man. I agree. Connor McGovern had one of his best games of his career with the Jets against the Bills. After watching that film, bro, very impressed with Connor McGovern. So let's start off with the left side. I mean, look at this list, guys. This is like how deep this team is. This team deserves all these players deserves their own recognition, and that's the reality of the situation. So starting off with Carl Lawson, he's having such a crazy season to the point where like it feels like he's not impacting this team when he really is. He's one of the highest pressure rated edge rushers in the NFL. He's not flashing you with anything, but he is dominating this season, basically. I mean, look at his numbers. He has 4 sacks on the year, which is very good for an edge rusher. Now, I know Jets fans are expecting him to like light it up, But if you look at his numbers with the Bengals, he had 5.5 sacks with the Bengals before we signed him. And he already has 4. His career high is 8.5. I think he can get to that number. So Carl Lawson is setting the edge. He's getting the pressure. He's a big piece to the stunts that they're running. Big piece to that 4-man rush. John Franklin Myers. John Franklin Myers, listen, I know that he had a pivotal penalty in that Patriots game, in the Bengals game, but the good for John Franklin Myers outweighs those, in my opinion, because he's another big piece to that defensive line. Without JFM, the stunts and the twists that they're running and the pressures that they're running with the 4-man rush won't work. So John Franklin Myers is a big key in the run game and the pass game. Sheldon Rankins, he went down with an injury. I think he's probably one of the most underrated players on the D-line, on that position group. He's a big piece to that defensive line as well, especially in the pass rush. That's the reason why he's a starter on that defensive line. Next to Quinnen Williams and JFM and Carl Lawson. That's the starting 4 usually. I mean, it's crazy that I'm leaving some other players out on this list. I'm adding another one. Bryce Huff. Bryce freaking Huff. I mean, guys, keep listing him off. Keep listing them off. Braden Mann. Yes, of course he deserves to be on this list. So now let's talk about Jermaine Johnson. Bryce Huff don't count. Just add him, Mr. D. I got you. I got you, Mr. D. Thank you for the donation. Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson is having a very good rookie season, even though he got injured. If you look at the percentage of the snaps that he has, the amount of time that he has, compared to the stats that he has, he's playing great. Jermaine Johnson, I think, is going to turn it up another notch. He is going to turn up another notch as a rookie. Jermaine Johnson is a key for this defense, not only this season, but more importantly, the future. He's going to be the star of that defensive line eventually, next to Quinnen Williams, I think. Now, Bryce Huff is like the closer. He's like the Edwin Diaz of this D-line. He doesn't really play a lot, but when he does play, it's in crucial pass rushing third down situations, and he gets to the quarterback and beats his man. Bryce Huff, key contributor. Key contributor. Quincy Williams. He's my pick for the most underrated player on this defense as well. A lot of Jets fans were questioning his ability to be a starting caliber linebacker, and I think Quincy Williams was a raw product when the Jets picked him up off the waivers last year, and he's figuring it out. He plays with violence. He plays with tenacity. He plays with physical stuff, man. Bryce Huff is the greatest value as an undrafted free agent. Yes, Mr. D, 100%. So, Quincy Williams, Quan Alexander, those two linebackers, you can't speak enough about them. This is like unbelievable. Like, we're talking about the entire team right now. Chris K with the $5 says, you should just do an overall roster assessment, brother. Keep doing what you do, man. You contribute so much to our fan base. Much love. Thank you so much, Chris KV. I appreciate that, my man. I basically am doing a roster evaluation, right? Because everybody on this team is impacting winning. There's not a lot of players that stinks on this team. There's not a lot, if any. I mean, right? Who stinks on this team? Who comes to mind in a way where, like, yeah, get him off the squad? No one for me. Everybody contributes in their own way. And that is a testament of a deep, talented team. So, Quincy Williams, been a great player. Quan Alexander. Quan Alexander is a guy that we signed in the freaking summer. I mean, he's a pivotal piece of third downs, tackle for losses, run plays, gets his hands on the passes sometimes. A key piece of that linebacker core. Key piece. Michael Carter II. He's the unsung hero of the defense. Michael Carter II is a player that not a lot of people are talking about because of how good Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed is. He is playing like one of the top slot corners in the NFL. And he has 2 interceptions, should have had a pick 6. And Michael Carter II is getting better and better, and he's a key piece to that defense because the Jets love to run the nickel package. A big time, you need to have the personnel to run nickel. And Michael Carter II is a big piece of that nickel formation. MC2, most underrated for me. Facts, man. Thomas comes in and says, Richie, not hating. You guys are great. Do you think the Jets beat a fully healthy Bills? Yeah, I do. Are the Jets fully healthy as well, Thomas? Because we're not fully healthy. So if the Bills are fully healthy, does that mean the Jets are fully healthy? Because we're missing our 2 best offensive players for the entire season. We're missing our all-pro offensive lineman and our Pro Bowl rookie running back. And our whole O-line is banged up. So if the Bills are fully healthy in this hypothetical, are the Jets fully healthy? Because if that's the case, then yeah, I do. We just beat them. Now the 2 safety duo, Joyner and Whitehead. How about that? Joyner and Whitehead. I mean, dude, we went into the season thinking the safeties and the linebackers are going to be an issue. And they're not an issue. They're part of the solution. Joyner and Whitehead are playing very good football. Whitehead, interception. Should have had 2. Joyner leads the Jets in interceptions. He's the communication guy for that secondary. So you can't speak enough glowing things about the safety tandem. Now let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Yes, I have Zach Wilson on this list. Want to know why? The Jets are 1-2 with Joe Flacco and 5-1 with Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson is a big reason why we're winning. And I don't like people saying that Zach Wilson has no impact on these games. It's false. The fact that Zach Wilson is playing turnover-free football, obviously outside of the Patriots game, which we lost, right? He is staying in the pocket, finding the players, making the plays that needs to be made in the fourth quarter on 3rd down, picking up first downs with his legs, 3rd and 5 in the fourth quarter, firing a bullet to Denzel Mims for the first down. He's the reason why we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is a big piece of this team. So I know Zach Wilson's not lighting it up. I know that his box score isn't impressive, but he's the reason why we're 5-1 with him, bro. He's the reason why. Did you add the whole team? I did, Christopher, because the whole team deserves to be talked about right now, right? We talked about the stars already. I don't know if you were here for that. The stars of this team is Quinnen Williams, CJ Mosley, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Garrett Wilson, ABT, and Breece Hall. These are the most impactful players outside of that, which is like the whole team. And that's my point of this whole stream, guys, is that we have so many players that are impacting this team, bro. So many. So yes, Zach Wilson is an impactful player and a reason why we were 6-3. Nate Herbig. How about that? Nate Herbig is probably one of the most pivotal pieces to the offensive line. Nate Herbig was plugged in at right guard when we had all those injuries and has not looked back since. Big block to get Michael Carter in the end zone. And Nate Herbig is a guy that is playing very good football as a right guard. And we had him as a backup, bro. We had Nate Herbig as a backup this season. That tells you the depth of this team, bro. Mr. D, what's good, bro? How deep are we? Elijah Moore, Mims, Jeff Smith, etc. And by the way, they were healthy on offense when we held them to 3 points for 3 quarters. Let them know, Mr. D. Let them know. I appreciate your donations as always, my friend. Zach is getting more comfortable playing behind our offensive line. Zach is getting better too. Sky is the limit. Hell yeah, bro. Let all the haters hate. Like this one right here. Look at this Dolphins hater. Stop lying to people, bro. The Jets are winning. Zach isn't winning anything. False. Incorrect. Your defense is why the Jets are winning, not the offense. Definitely not Zach Wilson. He isn't playing well at all. Now, Zach Wilson is not lighting it up, and I'm not saying that, so don't twist my words. But Zach Wilson is the reason why they're winning. Because you saw you saw against the Steelers, sky's the limit. What happened? Zach Wilson comes from behind. He puts the team on his back. He is the reason why they won that football game, not anybody else. And then those other games, Zach Wilson is not the reason why they won, but he's a reason. He's not the reason. He's not the only reason, but he's part of the reason. Playing turnover-free football, making the plays that needs to happen. The Jets are one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL statistically. Zach Wilson played pretty well against the Dolphins, by the way. Torched up that defense. So, yes, Zach Wilson is a reason why he's 5-1. Because if we had a quarterback that was turnovering the ball, cannot run around, right? And that's another thing about Zach. You look at his numbers, and he has a low completion percentage. The reason why he's a low completion percentage is because Zach Wilson is so athletic enough to run around, to escape pressure, not get sacked, and throw the ball away. We're 5-1 with Zach Wilson. Now, Connor McGovern. Now, I was one of the most critical people on Connor McGovern early in the season because he wasn't looking that good. As the season went on, man, Connor McGovern is healthy, durable, serviceable, playing great. I watched the film against the Bills, and I was so impressed with Connor McGovern. That touchdown run that Michael Carter had, not only did Nate Herbig do his job, but Connor McGovern absolutely opened up that hole as well. Connor McGovern shelled his guy out to the left. Cedric Ogbuye shelled his out to the right. Herbig went to the second level, got the linebacker out of the play, and Carter was untouched into the end zone. So Connor McGovern deserves his flowers. Michael Carter. Bro, Michael Carter's having a very good season. I mean, he's not Breece Hall, but Michael Carter is a guy that went against the Buffalo Bills, put up 75 yards. Michael Carter's a player that can pick up yards after the catch. Michael Carter's a guy that can make people miss in the open field. His balance. Not to mention, my personal favorite part about Michael Carter is his leadership. It's his character. It's his off-the-field stuff. It's his willingness to be a great teammate. He's one of the best teammates we have on this team. Michael Carter is the guy that is going to be a long-term Jet, in my opinion, because he is the perfect example of a Joe Douglas-style player in terms of character, passion for the game, leadership, selflessness, everything. Carter is a big piece to this team. He's the heart and soul of that offense. And when I say that, that doesn't mean on the field. That means in the locker room, pumping people up, being a positive light, making people laugh. Like, those things go a long way, guys. Football's not just about what happens on the field. It's what happens on the sidelines during games, what happens in the locker room, what happens during practice. All those things impact winning cultures, and Michael Carter is a big reason for that. Corey Davis. Now, Corey Davis has been out the past couple of games, but he's a reason why we came back and won the game in the Steelers with Zach Wilson. He was Zach Wilson's go-to guy. In the Browns game, he was the guy to get that touchdown. Corey Davis is a player that has been playing very good football this season. After last year's disappointing year, he's bounced back. And I know he's injured, and hopefully he can get back after the bye week because the more playmakers, the better. But Corey Davis is very reliable on third down. I mean, 90% of Corey Davis's catches either go for a first down or a touchdown. He's an explosive guy, and he's Zach Wilson's best friend, best option, man. So Corey Davis, yes, impactful player. Now transitioning into the two tight ends we have, CJ Uzomah, Tyler Conklin. What more can you want from these two guys? Conklin is more the receiving guy, having a breakout game against the Patriots. Right? 2 touchdowns, 80 yards. But we also have Uzomah, who is like the key of that running attack. He is blocking everybody. He's sacrificing his numbers in the pass game to block. He's a selfless warrior. He's also talking about Michael Carter in terms of culture and leader. That is CJ Uzomah. Mr. D says, again, with the $5, says the Jets are winning, and guess what? Zach Wilson has played in 5 games that we won. Of course he contributes to the team. Duh. If people say Zach Wilson does not contribute to the Jets winning, they just are a hater. It's that simple. They just can't handle the fact that the Jets are a good football team with him. So thank you, Mr. D. Again, I appreciate all the donations. And then talking about the tight ends again. I mean, Uzomah is a culture guy. He is a leader. I mean, they just came out with a video on the Jets YouTube channel. You guys should watch, Uzama was mic'd up during the game, and you hear him just speaking to everybody, just riling people up, telling Garrett Wilson what he needs to improve on, what to be aware of. I mean, his impact of this team goes a long way. And then Tyler Conklin, he's the receiver of that tight end room. He's the guy that gets in the end zone. He's the guy that gets open. He's a guy that's there on third downs. He's a very reliable tight end. Will Parks. Will Parks is the key to the special teams. I mean, you could throw in Justin Hardy as well, but I just can't fit everybody, guys, all right? Will Parks, he gets subbed in as the big nickel at times on defense. And Will Parks on special teams was a key piece to the reason why we had a blocked punt for a touchdown against the Packers. And remember, he saw something on the field, went to our special teams coordinator, Brant Boyer, told him, listen, I see something, scheme this up. And he does on the fly, block punt, touchdown. So Will Parks, he also has that personality and that culture fit to this team that I keep talking about. He has that presence to him that he loves the team. They have a great friendship off the field. Will Parks fits the mold of a Joe Douglas culture. And we got more. Clemens, Ruckert, come on, man. We deep. Don't forget, we have a front office, a freaking GM. We're gonna be winning for a minute. Hell yeah, Mr. D. We're gonna be winning for a while. Clemens and Ruckert are. I mean, Clemens has definitely making impacts. Ruckert hasn't really seen the field a lot this year. He's more of a long-term guy. And Max Mitchell's coming back. So I appreciate the donation, my friend. Thank you. Braxton Berrios. He's one of the best, if not the best, kick and punt returner in the NFL. He's also the gadget guy in offense. Get him on the end arounds. I mean, he had back-to-back games with a rushing touchdown. He's a key piece to the offense. He's a key piece to special teams. He's another core piece to the culture. I mean, there's so many little players on this team that impacts this Jets team winning, man. It's ridiculous. It honestly is. And this is all Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas is showing off at this point. I'm just basically preaching Joe Douglas right here. This is all JD. All these acquisitions are Joe Douglas. It's ridiculous. And then the two final guys in special teams, Greg Zuerlein and Braden Mann. Greg Zuerlein has been perfect this season. He missed a field goal against the Patriots. It happens. You're going to miss a couple. But when we need him to come in clutch, he does. He had a 53-yarder against the Bills. And without that, we don't win the game. Right? So, Greg Zuerlein. And Jets fans know that we've been missing a kicker for a long time. Braden Mann. Right? We know that he has a couple stinkers, but he makes up with it. He had a fake punt for a passing first down against the Browns, which is pivotal in that game. He's been pinning people deep. He also cannot forget, he was the guy that kicked an onside kick that we recovered to be able to win the game against the Browns. So, Braden Mann deserves flowers, right? Now, some guys that I left off this list, guys like Justin Hardy deserves some love. You can even bring up Solomon Thomas. You can bring up Nathan Shepard. You can bring up Michael Clemens. I mean, everyone on that D-line, it runs deep. You can bring up Brennan Eccles. Brennan Eccles deserves some love. He subs in on special teams. He's a big piece of the special teams. He comes in for sauce when we need him to. Talk about James Robinson. You can bring up Denzel Mims, right? You can bring up Laken Tomlinson. Laken Tomlinson has been serviceable this season. I mean, my point here, guys, is everybody on this freaking team is impacting the Jets winning. It's not one or two or three players. It's not the quarterback. It's not the edge rusher. It's not the receiver. It's everyone. And that is a team, and that is something to talk about, a culture. And what defines a culture, everybody? The C word has been thrown around this organization for years. Jets fans have been waiting for a culture to be established for so freaking long. And it's happening right before our very eyes. What is a culture? What defines a culture? It sets us an identity. You form an identity and set a standard of things where you have a working place that is pivotal for success, where people feel free to express their personalities. They feel comfortable with each other. They feel comfortable with the organization. They understand what needs to be done. It's an organized workplace. It's not toxic. And that's the culture that's being established here. The identity of this team is simple. The way the Jets want to be for the long term and this season is be the most consistent on these three phases of the ball. Running the ball, playing defense, and winning on special teams. Those are the three ways we win football games. And those three ways needs to be the most consistent for this Jets squad for the long run. And that's how they're going to be a sustainable franchise. They'll be competing in this division every year. And everybody on this list impacts those. So, I mean, Denzel Mims and Corey Davis, I forgot to mention, not only are they impacting this team in the pass game, but more importantly, they're key in the running game. I mean, they're blocking very well. Blocking at a wide receiver position is very important. So the point of the stream, guys, I needed to make everybody aware that this Jets team is the most talented that we've ever seen in terms of depth. Like, we don't have a couple stars. We don't have a couple good players. We have many stars, many good players. And the one player that if he does become a star, then we are a Super Bowl winning team. And that's Zach Wilson. If Zach Wilson becomes a star eventually, maybe it doesn't happen this season, but in year 3, which it looks like most quarterbacks, like Tua in year 3 is taking off. Josh Allen took off in year 3. If Zach Wilson can get better after the bye week and then next year take that step in the right direction in becoming a potential star, then this Jets team is not a good team, not a great team, but an elite team. Right now, we're so good around the quarterback that we don't need to ask him to do much. And I absolutely hate the haters, like non-Jets fans that say, oh, well, Zach Wilson's stats stink. He sucks. Bro, evaluate yourself. Evaluate your football knowledge. Watch the games before you talk about football. Don't look at the box score. If you look at the box score to evaluate Zach Wilson, you're simply just a hater and don't know what you're talking about. It's that simple. Context matters. Film study matters, all right? Since when is it a negative that the Jets are so good around their quarterback that they don't have to rely on him? Do you want to know why Tua has such good numbers right now? Yeah, give him credit. He's playing good. He's accurate. He's playing good football, Tua. But you want to know why he has this good numbers? Because the Dolphins' defense is trash. And Tua has to put up numbers to win. He has to ball out to win for the Dolphins. He has to be the reason why they win. And that's not an issue for the Dolphins because they're winning and they're 6-3. But the Jets, they don't need to rely on their quarterback to win because that's how good this freaking team is around the quarterback. That's how good the running attack is. That's how good the defense is. That's how good the special teams is. And that's my point. Tua's putting up godly numbers. And you got to give respect to the Dolphins because they do have talent around Tua to do it. They got Tyreek Hill. They got Waddle. They made a trade for Wilson. But the reason why Tua's putting up those numbers is because they're down in games and their defense cannot stop anybody and they're in shootouts every time. The Jets aren't in shootouts because the defense is good. If the Jets were in shootouts, guess what? Zach Wilson's numbers will be looking way better than they are right now. But the fact is the Jets don't need to be in shootouts. And the best part about Zach Wilson, guys, is he has another part to his game that we have not seen yet, that I believe he will become. He's shown me personally that he has the whereabouts to handle adversity, handle the naysayers, because when you are a Jets quarterback and you play poorly like he did against the Patriots, you're going to be scrutinized like no other market. You're going to be talked about every day and how bad you are and how we should bench you and how we should trade you and how we should get rid of you. And Zach Wilson doesn't give a crap about all those people. He grew up with social media. He hears all of it. And he put his head down, he worked on his mistakes, and he went against the top defense in the league and beat them and outplayed Josh Allen. What more do you want from the young quarterback, everybody? What more do you want from Zach? Huh? What more do you want? The Jets gave him a game plan to execute. He executed it as best as you possibly can. 72 completion percentage, 154 yards and a touchdown, and the most important stat is a W. What more do you want, right? Zach still has a lot to prove. He still has to prove that he can beat the Patriots and not put up stinkers and be consistent and take that step. Maybe there is a game where Zach is the reason why we win with 250-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. That game will come. But I hate the narrative that Zach is bad because of his numbers, because of how good the team is around him. And that's what it comes down to, bro. Do not evaluate Zach Wilson as the quarterback that he is today as a quarterback that he will be in the future. There's something called development, everybody. There's something called a young quarterback getting better and learning from his mistakes. And that's the thing that people need to realize about the Jets, and you can talk about it with life. When somebody battles adversity, battles negative energy, battles bad things happening, it's a sign for growth. Talk about this defense, man. The defense wasn't perfect to start off the year. The secondary was having miscommunication issues. The coaching staff was not looking good in the beginning of the year, but they learned from their mistakes, and now look at them. Zach Wilson had a stinker against the Patriots, and he looked at those mistakes and he corrected them. It's called learning from your mistakes, battling adversity. And the Jets had to rely on our quarterback to win and against the Steelers, and he won the game. And Zach was the reason why we lost against the Patriots, yes. But I got confidence in Zach Wilson to continue to progress in the right direction. And this is what it takes to go to the Super Bowl in the NFL. This is what it takes. It's either you have a quarterback that is elite, right? Like a Mahomes level quarterback, or a Rodgers, or not Rodgers this year, Tom Brady, right? You have an elite level Hall of Fame style quarterback, or you have an elite top tier defense. And guess what, guys? The Jets have one of those two. We have that defense. Is Jimmy Garoppolo a Hall of Fame quarterback, guys? Is Jimmy G an elite quarterback? Please let me know. Is Jimmy Garoppolo a quarterback that's considered elite? I'll answer for you. No, he's not. How did the San Francisco 49ers get to the Super Bowl in 2019? Oh, it's because Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator of the best defense in football with the four-man rush that got after it and a running attack. I mean, bro, this Jets team is literally the 2019 49ers. I don't know if anybody has noticed that yet. The 49ers of that team had a quarterback that was managing a game, playing turnover-free football, handing it off, and running it down people's throats, and playing hardcore defense. And that's what took the 49ers to the Super Bowl. You're telling me this Jets team, and I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl this year. All I'm saying is that is the exact identity of the team. So allow all the haters to continue to hate, because they just cannot grasp the fact that this Jets team is different. They love beating us up on the ground. They love saying that this is the same old Jets. They love spitting on us when we're down low. They love that feeling. Well, guess what? Those days are done. So I hope you got that out of your system. I hope you enjoyed it for years, because those days are over. And it feels so freaking good, because look at the list that I have right here. Look at the depth. Injuries suck, but we're prepared for injuries. If injuries happen, we have people to step in their place and play good football. Look at the star players. 2 of the star players on this list is done for the freaking year. And we're still beat the Bills. That's why when I hear Bills fans crying about the players that they have injured, I don't care. We have 2 all-pro players out for the year. 2. Don't give me that nonsense. So, that's my thoughts of this Jets team, bro. You cannot speak more glowingly about what they've accomplished in the first half of the season. We still have 8 games to go. The season is not over. But at the halfway point, if you're a Jets fan, you're not happy about this team, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I really don't. Because what this Jets team is showing, that we are deep on all levels. Special teams, defense, and offense. The coaching staff is excellent. I'm going to make a whole video on the coaching staff because they deserve their praise. The front office as well. And if any hater that's a non-Jets fan is talking down on this team, they simply are just speaking from hate and not speaking from facts. And that, my friend, is a good thing, because that means they are afraid of us. And they won't even admit it. And that's the best part. It tastes beautiful. It tastes gorgeous, because Dolphins fans, Bills fans, and Patriots fans, they're looking at the Jets and they're thinking, holy crap. The Jets are not the Jets that we used to be able to beat up at all this time. And they're trying to find any negative thing to bring up. And it feels so freaking good. Please bring up Dan Shamash when you... Oh, of course, bro. He's a key. He's a key to that coaching staff. Of course I will, Andrew. So, guys, if you enjoyed my video of breaking down the stars of the Jets and the impactful players in the Jets, please do me a gigantic favor. Smash that like button right now. Let's get to 100 likes, everybody. Please, please, please hit that like button. We have 76 likes with 107 people watching. So if you enjoyed the show, do your boy a favor. Hit that like button right now. It really does go a long way for the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're new. We hit 14K. The next goal is 15K, which is going to be ridiculous if we ever hit that. Or should I say when we hit that, because you guys are awesome. So please, please, please hit the like button, guys, if you're not already. If you already hit the like button, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is the bye week. I'm going to give you guys an update on what to expect from Jets Media. Tomorrow we're going to be live again. I don't know what the topic is going to be, but we're going to think of something. Sunday morning, I'm going to do a show where we can talk about the state of the Jets and some games to look out for and some games to look out, maybe make some bets together and stuff. So, yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be live Sunday. And enjoy the bye week, baby. And we'll be live Monday for Victory Monday again, even though it's a bye. Hell yeah, we won on Victory Monday. We got Naft in the building. Rich, I love your videos from Israel, man. Thank you, bro. Hope everything is well with you, my friend. Hope everything is well with you. Oh, man, what a season for this Jets team, bro. 6-3. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for, bro? Are you streaming this Sunday? Yeah, I'll be live in the morning. Not during football, though. I'll be live Sunday morning for a little bit, just to give you a little preview of what games to look out for and, you know, talk about some Jets, obviously, and maybe make some bets together and have a good time. But I want to enjoy football Sunday. And also the Knicks play. So, yeah, that's going to be where I'm at. Aaron Rodgers said Josh Allen sees Zach's ceiling. I do. He learned and adapted. He keeps flashing. It'll become frequent. This roster is badass. Yes, it will, bro. Sweet, I'll be around. Just riding out the hurricane. Not too bad this time. Good luck, Ed. Hope everything is well with you, man. Jets Media and Rich, best vibes on YouTube. Thank you, Kareem. I appreciate that. Insane Richie is 2 of our rookies made ESPN top 10 this week. Would be 3 for 1 for injury. 3 out of 10 in the whole league on Jets. Oh, my gosh, yeah. This rookie class is legendary, bro. It really is. You can't ask for a better rookie class. Sauce Gardner wins yet another Rookie of the Week honors because Jets fans are undefeated. So if you guys can hit that like button to get the 100 likes, that'd mean a lot to the channel. It's been a lot of fun going live to talk about the Jets with you guys. The Jets are freaking here, baby. We are a deep team, defense, offense, special teams, coaching staff, GM, you name it. We're coming, bro. We're coming for the division. We're coming for the playoffs. A lot of work to be done. 8 more games to go. But this Jets team, bro, it's different, and it feels freaking good, bro. It feels so good. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy Thursday Night Football. It's not really that fun of a game. But, hey, football's football. All right, man. I'm going to sign off here. Let's go, Jets. I can't wait to see what happens next with this team. And push that like button on your way out. I'm going to play some Call of Duty, maybe do some Knicks videos, and maybe do some yoga and just chill for the rest of the day, man. That's my vibes. If anybody gives a crap about what I do outside of Jets Media. Oh, man. I love you guys, man. It feels good to just sit back and talk to you guys live because Jets fans are awesome, bro. You really are. You really are. Andrew, I don't know if you're aware, but I also have a Knicks YouTube channel, if you're not aware of that. Knicks Media. I go live on that channel as well. Knicks Media is me, in case you didn't know, my guy. All right, man. I'll catch you guys later. Let's go Jets. And I'll see you next time, baby. Peace out.